I feel like what was like the funniest thing for you, like getting into it, like when we're just on the cab, like just fucking around, just dinking around, like what's your funniest?
I loved when we were just side by side
uh
and like looking at each other, and then we were like you kill them and you're just like, yeah, motherfucker.
yeah, man, when the cabs were side by side.
Like you just give them that look, and like
Sometimes when you go to the tournaments, like the cabs are still side by side, you know.
you like politely try to not look at them, like you're trying to completely ignore them and just give them their
Right.
like privacy, but you're like listening in.
Right.
So like
My
that's
favorite's when
perfect.
like you can see the immediate reaction when you know that you just like got somebody and they know you got them, and then it's like you just waiting to see who's gonna react first. And it's usually, now it's cool because it's like a peek around the cab, where like they peek around it and they're just looking at you.
Yeah. And then someone's head always pokes out with like this shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, I'm sitting with my main man, JP, the architect. I posted, I was like, is this true? Is this true? And what I wrote was, and I'm pretty sure it's accurate, you are my longest standing teammate. I'm pretty sure.
oh damn.
Right?
You're my yeah.
Right? Like an active, like we've played different teams and like this and that, whatever, but like in terms of like how long we've played the game together as a team, with arguably longest standing teammate. I think more than Floyd would probably be second, I think, right? Or no. Richard technically.
Floyd. Wait, Floyd was Floyd originally on the?
Floyd wasn't originally. He left from Pan Galactic.
Yeah, he left from Panda Galactic, but we played the first game together. We played that first game together, like with Floyd, you, me, Floyd, Chelsea, Deanna.
Yeah.
And
And then Richard. Richard, I think, is probably maybe between you and him. I played with Richard.
You played with Richard
first.
before me,
Yeah.
because you played with him. Yeah. So
I was like back when we were doing the single week leagues and shit, and like no one knew what the hell was going on.
damn, that first remember that first arguably match?
Dude, the first arguably match we ever had, I feel like we were yeah, like we were at home. I gotta go back and watch it. Yeah, we were playing and it was like, all right, it was just Operation Take Laser Wolf down. Then we fucking did that shit. That was when we knew it was like, oh no, this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah, I remember you're talking about it on one of your previous Lazy Jays, but yeah, arguably it was the first team that I joined, but it wasn't the first team I played a tournament with. The first team that I played a tournament with was I played with Pan Galactic one time.
You played
and that
with
was
Pan
the first,
Galactic?
Yeah, I actually played with Pan Galactic the very first day of leagues, but then I had to leave for Sear Wheel practice because it's around the first time that I started Sear Wheel, but I couldn't go. Yeah, but I actually was at that first night that they did all the.
I never
leagues,
realized that. We were talking about it with Floyd. It was like, because Floyd came in, it was like, oh, okay, cool. Like he already knew Dwight. He already kind of saw the game, and then like he met Levy after that, and then we were just like, when did JP start playing? And Floyd was like, oh, you just came on like the weekends. But you were there that first. So you played Pan Galactic the first night, and then you couldn't come in. So you were already doing Sear Wheel way back then. Wow. I thought Sear Wheel was like newer than that.
That was like when I very first started Sear Wheel, and like I just decided that was gonna be my thing that I have to learn. But like I knew Killer Queen, like I knew I wanted to play that, but I just was like, I can't sacrifice because
I can't do
like either I'm drinking and playing video games or I'm like getting good exercise. So
Yeah.
like I just couldn't
God.
rationalize.
I remember you when you took your 3-month, like right before you took your like 3-month hiatus, you were like, yeah, this game is ruining my life. Because you're like, I'm smoking too much, I'm drinking too much, I'm not working out, like I'm just fucking deteriorating playing this goddamn game. I just remember laughing so hard because it's true. I've saved so much money in quarantine, like.
Yeah, quarantine.
So
quarantine like makes you realize how much you spend on unnecessary shit.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, the essential conversations keep coming out. So what happened? Because you would come in, you were doing that, and then at some point, like you figured out how to shift your schedule around, and then you started showing up on Mondays too, doing draft.
No, I never showed up to draft because it was on Monday.
Yeah, right.
But I would be there every other night of the week. Like I would actually show up early sometimes before that would start, if anything.
Yeah.
I would practice. But
you were like original weekend warrior.
Yeah, like I was there nonstop.
Wait, so when did you
practicing.
even like pick up the game itself? Like we were talking about how people actually got introduced to the game. Like I've got my backstory, everybody's got their backstory. Malloy's like, oh, I got introduced by Dave, who got introduced by somebody else. Where did you even like figure out about that? Like, where did you get exposed to it first?
Amanda told me about it. I was friends with Amanda, and she just started working. Yeah, and she just started working at Glitch, and she was like, "Yo, you got to come to this new arcade bar, like that just they reopened, you know, in the new spot."
Mm-hmm.
So I went to go check it out after work, and Joe B was with me that day, and I called him up. I was like, "Yo, let's check out the spot." The game was completely empty. It was just like they were talking about this game, and it's like, oh, we're there by ourselves. It's like, oh yeah, this game is amazing. Does anybody know? Nobody knew how to play it. You know, like everybody would just go around and they just click the button, and nobody knew. Nobody knew. But it was an amazing game. It was an amazing game that we had to play. You know, and then when you finally got enough people on it, and you got like a little bit of a feeling of it, I was just like, I was hooked because I actually quit video games for a good 5 years before I started Killer Queen.
You quit. Okay, so before that, you're playing video games like hell of a lot, and then you're just like, all right, I'm done. I'm not playing games. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna get into more professional stuff and like work and whatever. And then Killer Queen pulls you back in.
Halo came out with an update that showed you how many hours you played, and then I saw that, and then I was like, wow. Are you freaking serious? And then so I was like, all right, I quit video games. I sold my Xbox, and then like just got rid of everything. And then
what was the number?
Video games, but,
how many hours?
Dude, I don't even know. I remember it's like over 10,000. It was something ridiculous.
Over 9,000. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember we would talk about Halo a lot. We'd played it that one night when you guys came by seeing how we did like one of the first Fridays or something. We were playing Halo 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't realize because you had a lot of the Twitch kind of reaction time to things, and like some of that stuff comes out in Killer Queen too, and it's starting to get interested in me, like to see how what other games have influenced like the reason why they kind of like Killer Queen, because like playing Halo, like you had to have played it competitively, right? Or were you just kind of like dicking around online and like being ranked and whatnot?
I played it. I played some MLG tournaments and I did decently. And then, like I won the University of Florida. Like Microsoft came and tried to find the best Halo player. I won University of Florida. Rumble Pit.
I didn't know you had it like that, JP.
And then I never went pro. I was doing MLG tournaments until one MLG tournament that I did. I got beat by like a 12-year-old Indian kid and his brother. That was like 16 years old maybe. So it was like a 12 and 16-year-old. And I was just like, okay, I need to not try to go MLG. I was like, I just got a freaking 12-year-old little Indian kid. It's ridiculous. Like, kid was like just murking me up.
Dude, kids, man, they have that reaction time, dude. Like, what is it? Like, you turn 21 and all of a sudden you're old in video games? Like, I'll never understand. Like, but, you know, obviously Killer Queen's different, right? I feel like younger kids on Killer Queen, like, I don't know anyone in the national scene traveling. Like, you gotta travel to be, like, in this conversation. And maybe that's part of it because, like, younger kids, they have a harder time traveling. Maybe that's it. But, like, I haven't seen anyone under the age of, like, 20, 21 that plays this game to any kind of level of proficiency, you know? Maybe it's just, like, old and, like, the kids don't get it because it's kind of like got the retro graphics or whatever. It's kind of like whatever. But, like, some of the decision-making is really strategic, you know?
It's also everything is, like, 21 and up bar that has it.
That's
like you won't even be exposed to it unless if you're drinking.
Yeah, there's only like a few select places, like maybe like Free Play or like whatever, or maybe like what's the place? Arcade Monsters? Maybe Arcade Monsters, a place like that.
Yeah,
because they have that coverage. You have to pay or whatever to get in there. But no, it's stupid. Like I feel like Halo, because you have like Halo is like, dude, I played Halo semi-competitively, like MLG, like game battles and shit like that when Reach was out. I was just always like an online warrior, like going for rank in like Halo 2 and 3. But Reach came out. I like actually put a team together. It was called End Team. Our stupid slogan was, "We will end you." Like every time we came in, it's over. We'll end you. Like it's just stupid. It's still up on Facebook, and like Facebook will tell me like somebody liked your group, and I'm like, no, Facebook, stop fucking lying. No one liked my group. It's just some bots. But we played. We were terrible. It was like when they had the DMR with the bloom, and I hated it. You had to control your shots, but like it was cool because Halo, it's a team game. You got to depend on people to pick up shots and like be in certain places at certain times, and it gets you into that mode where you have to learn how to communicate as a team and depend on people and make plays and like in an online space. But like that's online. Like you're never in the same room when you're doing that unless you're really, really pro, you know?
Yeah.
So like Killer Queen, I always like that.
Killer Queen is a unique game. I mean, as soon as Florida was like we knew nothing about the game, but for some reason when I first played it, I was like, I want to be competitive in this game. I just like I don't know what it was. I was just like, I want to be competitive. I was like, I could see myself being competitive in this game.
It wasn't like a particular. You got on. You were just like, I want to be. There wasn't like a trigger or anything like that.
I think it was just more of like the thought that you have to come out and play, and there's no advantage. There's no like amount of hours that someone could just like spend if they have like no life at all and be better than you.
Yeah.
Like they would have to go out there, and then they would have to actually be with other people playing with them. So it was like just one of those things that I felt like not many people are doing. Like it's kind of new. Like for me, it was new. So I was like, I could on equal foot, equal playing ground, like to get into it, to try to be competitive.
That's a good point. That's the biggest thing for me that kind of like discouraged me sometimes from competitive play. It's very quick to see the ceiling, and like to see what you would have to do to break through the ceiling is like, okay, like if I'm playing Street Fighter or something, like people are so good at Street Fighter. You play Street Fighter, you're pretty good at Street Fighter. So you know what I'm talking about. Like once you get to a certain level, it's like, oh god.
You're just like, yeah, it's not even.
It gets to be.
You're just not gonna. You don't even want to go there because you wouldn't have a life.
Seriously, it's just I'm gonna go home and drill combos all day.
A lot of the other stuff, but this like the form of community in this game is just like completely different than anything I've experienced.
So community, right? Like, in terms of what we've got here, and I love the South Florida community because we're just cool, man. We're just cool, and we talk about this all the time. Just how cool we think our scene is. And like the types of people and like the types of games, the way we approach the game, and like you yourself within the community, like just kind of by default. And this has happened with a couple people. I think like Levy's another one of these type people. Floyd, like a lot of the people that are more like pillars and kind of more known in the community. But like you in particular, always get the rep for like JP is South Florida's like speed warrior representative. Like there is no one better at this role than JP. Like. He is he's like literally it's in your fucking name. He is literally the architect of the speed warrior. And like the cool thing for me is like since we've been playing for so long and like I can go back and like you can see my progression. I've seen your progression. And if I go back and I think, first game arguably or like even before that, just like digging around on Thursday nights or whatever. And then I think BB4 where we're up against fucking Knee Howdy and you're just murdering Helen and Draquan and like all these people that we've heard for so long, and like you're battling them and like winning, and we're playing against Sam and in Queen's Gone Wild, and you just have his fucking number, and it's like, what the hell's happening? What is this? Like you go in this mode. I swear, I always joke with you about this, but you go in this mode where you're just like, oh, it's just JP's on the hunt. He smells blood, and he's like, you're just gonna get people at that point. Like I don't understand. Like you can't not.
There's like, It's like the autistic focus.
Yeah, I don't know what happens.
I don't know what what time slows down. That's what happens.
That's
like,
what it is.
It is. Time slows down. Like in high pressure moments, like time slows down.
That's insane. Like,
yeah.
I feel like for me, I just kind of feel like I'm on or I'm not. But like with you, it's like it doesn't matter if I'm on or if I'm not. If you're on, then I'm just fucking dead. Like there have been so many moments where I'm like, nah, he's not gonna get me. Nah, there's no way he's gonna go for that shit. Oh fuck, he went for it. I'm dead.
Yeah, because I do the shit that, like, why would you do that? Like,
Well, why would you do
try to-
that? You're not supposed to do that. Like, I remember, and like some people have tried to
that
pick it
should
up,
Yeah.
and it's like they're not. There's something you figured out about when to make that risky play that other people haven't figured out quite yet. Like I'll use Jabin as an example because Jabin's improved exponentially, and I really feel like within the scene, Jabin is like the closest speed warrior to you in terms of style, right? And you've even said yourself, like, yo, Jabin is like, in the amount of time it took me to be as good as I am, Jabin is like exponentially like gotten there faster in the same, like a shorter period of time, you know?
Jabin's probably gotten to like, I don't know, he's cut the time at least maybe in half or more than half than what I did.
Yeah,
it's really impressive, like how he's learned the tech, how fast he did. He's actually like the guy I like admire the most as far as like who wants it the most.
Yeah.
Because I think
he's got work ethic.
I think like, yeah, he does. Even in Call of Duty, he has work ethic. You know, like dude, like every time I'm just like, Jabin puts it. He puts in the time. Because a lot of people, you know, they think that like I'm just good at the game. No, I was there nonstop practicing tech.
Yeah.
Like everybody will tell you that they were practicing with me. Yeah, because I was there practicing with everybody. Like anybody that wanted to practice, I'm like, let's go. We'll freaking just tap. But like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember we would go in there. We would just fucking like. There would be times where you and I would be like the only people at the cab. I'd be like trying to practice some queen shit, and then you would want to practice some speed warrior shit or just like warrior shit, vanilla or whatever. And you would just be like, yo, go hold this. I want to see if I can do this thing. And I'd be like, okay. And so I'll go hold this thing. And then it's like, oh, damn, I think if I did this, then I could get it. And I'm like, okay. And then we just keep going back and forth, like labbing these things. And then you would come up like you came up with, I think Floyd pulled off the first one, but there were conversations about the unblockable. And like whether or not
unblockable, everybody has done an unblockable. That's the thing about the unblockable. It's like nobody created it. It's like we were the I feel like we were the first ones to do it like consistently, name it, and then like make it a play. You know, like we went out to do the unblockable because for us the unblockable was the epitome of being like a warrior move, like bitch slapping a queen.
Right.
Like that's you know, like, so we were always hunting for the unblockable.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like,
it got to be to a point where like no one was ever safe at any given time because they always knew like, okay, if I bounce more than once, JP's gonna fucking come out of nowhere and just get my ass, and then I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh, you know, it's funny that back in the day, like when we were practicing, when I started playing, you know why I'm good at warrior is that I knew I wanted to be a warrior before I wanted to be anything else. So I spent more time doing warrior because I first spent a lot of time doing queen.
Yeah,
and then
you
I was
did.
Like,
yeah, I forgot about that, but you did.
And then I was like, man, nobody fucking knows how to help me. That's what I was thinking every time I played. Nobody knows how to help me. It's just like everybody just runs around and does shit. I was like, I could actually affect the game more if I become warrior. I know what the queen needs for help. I was like, okay, so I'll just be warrior, and then I just skulls. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be skulls because I'm standing right next to the queen, and I could tell the queen what to do.
Yeah.
like if I need the help, so I was like, I have the most communication with the queen, so that's why I was like, I'm skulls, I'm going warrior. So like that's throughout the whole thing. It's like I knew it from the beginning.
Wait, but you've got an argument there for abs too. Why not abs? Why skulls?
Oh man, I don't know. So I think it's just the little character.
You just thought it was cooler.
Yeah, I like the skulls.
Yeah,
it's like death.
No, it makes it the harbinger of death. Nah, that's fucking funny.
Yeah.
And you're right. There's a lot of plays where like, and you know, I always talk about how arguably in particular, but like me and you absolutely within the team. I'll know. Do you remember? Of course you fucking remember. We're playing against Malloy. I love Malloy. I gotta tell this story. He knows what I'm gonna say, but whatever. We're playing against Malloy. I don't know if it's laser or if we're just dick around or whatever. And I don't even remember what map it was. Maybe you do. But all I remember is we're having fun. We're joking around. And then Malloy's on last life. I think maybe I've got an egg. Maybe I'm on last. I don't know. But you're like, the game is about to end.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was on day. That was on day on the right side. Like I remember exactly. I could like draw. I could like place like little caricatures in the map and show you exactly where everybody is.
I knew you fucking remembered. I knew it. So the rest of the story, JP You come in, you're like, the game is about to be over. Like, in so many words, you call the game.
The last berry's going in, you know, like.
Right, yeah, yeah.
You could the last berry was going in, and then you could have went for it, but I said, no, give me one more bump.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what made it so cool.
Yeah,
because
you didn't kill him. You could have killed him, and you like trusted it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I fucking got him with the fucking unblockable.
It was an unblockable to a countdown timer. We started, I think, at like 5 or some shit.
Oh, you're talking about that one. Oh,
no,
okay,
yeah, that
mind. One. The countdown unblockable.
Wait, now which one are you talking about? Yours is different.
I was talking about the Killer Heat unblockable. I was like, it was like they were about to win.
Oh, yeah, on Dayberries. Right, no, I do remember that. Yeah, they were gonna go in, the berries going in.
No, that's even better.
No, the countdown, that's what I was talking about. You started 5. It might have been day map there, or it could have been dusk maybe, but you started 5, we're just like, and then you started. I think you started the countdown. You were like 5, 4, and I'm like, oh shit. So I joined in, we're like 3, 2, and like the way that it started, there was no kill. Like there was no trap. There was nothing. Like the play wasn't even there, and we started counting, and then all of a sudden, by the time we got to like 2.5 or so, like it started to materialize, and it was just like looking at it like, are we about to fucking get this shit? And you count down 2, 1, unblockable, game over. I died.
Yeah, and then you just stepped off the cabin. You just walked out. I was like,
dude, I was crying. I was laughing so hard just of the absurdity of there was no play when we started counting. You just randomly started counting. And so after a little while after that, we would just start counting and see, are we gonna get an unblockable by the end of the count? Like.
Yeah, it's just a moment. Like I swear, there's like moments that I feel like something coming. Like I'll even tell Sebastian, I'm like, start the stream. We're about to win Warzone.
Oh, you know, like I'll say like, that. You did.
Like I'll feel like something coming out, and I'll just do this absurd call, and then for some reason it happens.
You've got some crazy fucking sixth sense, man. I don't know what it is. It's fucking wild. So we were doing that, and like we've kind of, you know, like I said, we've been playing so long, and we're always like labbing against each other. It's definitely like an iron sharpening iron thing all the time.
Yeah.
Like I told Malloy, and I think Malloy even said the same thing. Like, as a queen, you've pushed so many people to become better queens, because if they don't get better, you're going to fucking kill them. So like the incentive is very high to like play correctly so that JP cannot kill me so easily. He's still gonna kill me, but maybe I'll make it a little harder for him. And then it's like, okay, if we can just keep JP down, then maybe we'll have a chance. But then it's like, nope, you know how to fucking rope a dope and like get around and just like get up at a gate. And so it's been really cool, like to see that progression of things kind of going along within the scene. Because I think a lot of the
that goes hand in hand, because I can't even have fun without you guys either. Like if there's
you've ruined yourself.
If there's a queen that sucks, it's just like, man, this is not even fun. Yeah. Like Mike Tyson. Tyson beating up an infant, but like you're like, you wanna, yeah. Sometimes it's like I feel like, you know, there's like less than a handful of queens. There's like, you know, like there's that actually like, you know, and to give it a good game.
Yeah, it's difficult. So. You want to try to like match it up, right? And we talk about that too. Like anytime it comes to like any kind of like teaching or like trying to bring someone up to speed, you're like, no, Master Joe, you got that. Yeah, go show them what to do.
Dude, you're so good with that. I don't even want to try, because I'm gonna like, I'm patient with some things, but certain things I'm impatient with. You know, like you're good. You're good all around. You're like a good talker, good teacher.
I feel like I've gotten like in my old age, as they say. I feel like I'm getting worse at it now. Like my patience level is coming down now, or I have to like really build myself up to like go there. But like it's definitely a thing, and like I want to, as people have kind of grown up more in the scene and like have picked up more things, it's like that personality's coming out where you're getting people like Jabin that are like riffing and understanding like, yo, every game is not about just trying to win. Every game is literally about trying to see what you can get away with. So when you're playing a game that like really, really matters to you, you know, because every game, I'll be honest, like every game doesn't matter to me. You know, some games literally do not matter. And it's like, if I win, cool, I don't care. If I lose, great, whatever. Like, let's play another one. But it's usually like, I want to get away with the thing I want to get away with. So then we're playing New Howdy or we're playing New York or whatever, we're traveling. Then it's like, okay, I want to show people now. And you have this same type of thing where like, And I think that's kind of why you and I, like, arguably as a whole, like everybody on that team, we all have this similar thing where it's like South Florida. We are putting this fucking scene on the damn map. And like, we are going to show people. Like, the chip's always kind of been on our shoulder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, since the beginning, man. We were the first ones to really travel out there, like as an all South Florida team.
Yeah, with the Hive Hustle.
Yeah.
What was that tournament? We took like some B-roll and like I made some footage that never saw the light of day. But like, what was your perspective on the tournament?
Mad at you about that.
I know.
You're making it up. You make up for it with the lazy J. It's like, cause I was like fucking Master Joe's gotten us like fucking. Like just dangling, like, hey, you want this video? And it never came, you know? Like, it's like we were fucking spending time doing interviews.
Yeah, we did interviews.
Showtimes, billions. Fucking Richard trying to do like Kadama tricks. Yeah. I'm like, fucking, I don't know. We were doing this whole, like, this whole fucking thing, but we never saw the light of day.
It's always fun to shoot. It's just, I never edit it.
You still got the footage.
I still got the footage. It's just sitting on the footage. I know, I always let you burn on that one. But like, in that tournament, like the first one, like, did you feel like I don't know if we ever really talked about that, like, but what did you feel like when you're out there? Like, did you have that sense of pressure, or like, did you feel that kind of like weight, or like, what was it like mentally being out there playing, like representing your scene for the first time, you know?
No, I just wanted to not come in last. You know, we want to show that we're like a new scene and come like show up like, and I think we did we went out there and we achieved what we needed to achieve to get South Florida's name out and say, hey, like, you know, we're doing it. Like, we actually all. I mean, that's a far trip.
No, that was
like. That's a fun ass trip. That was like probably one of my favorite. Like that and Bubble Bash are like the.
Yeah, between the two. I know Floyd loves as a trip, the Hive Hustle trip we took. That was just a cool trip, man. Like cheap tickets. Richard got that weird ass halfway sketch ass art district loft, but like the inside of it was really cool. And we're like walking around.
I want to talk about Hive Hustle really quick.
Yeah.
Because I know that like Richard was the one that like he traveled before we like, cause he's the one that set up that team originally.
Yeah.
Kind of like he's like, hey, I bought the Red Bull entry fee. Who's down doing this with me? And
he totally did. He like just footed it, and then we were like, all right.
They were like, oh, down. So we got the team, but we didn't even know how to hard stick back then.
No.
And then he went to travel to different tournaments and brought back the tech.
Yeah.
To be like, this is a triple tap. And
he
this
did.
Is a DJ. And then that's how we started getting tech. And then afterwards we went into Hive Hustle with this new like found knowledge and would try to do it, because I wasn't hard sticking nobody, but I was just ricocheting like everybody like a motherfucker. I just like tap as fast as I can and just come down on them. Like that's all I knew how to do. But it got people.
Yeah, no, it was fucking working, because you even had like a timing to that. But no, you're right, and I totally forget about that. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, Richard was really responsible for a lot of the early tech that came from outside of Florida, because he would travel and like. You know, go, okay, and he's super social. Like, Richard, you know, you could talk to Richard for just hours. I mean, hours you could talk to Richard. Really cool dude. But, like, yeah, he brought the tech back and then kind of armed us up a little bit. I remember going into it, he was always like, he would always say, you know how he gets... Yeah.
He's like, you're gonna fucking destroy. Like, he's like, you guys suck. And like, he's like, pretty much, I'm like, we know, Richard. Yeah. You don't have to tell us how much we suck.
You would be like, we know, Richard. He'd be like, yeah, but like, you guys don't know. Like, you would do that fucking. He like kind of turns his head sideways and looks like, no, dude, like you gotta know, man. Like,
he's like super hyped. He was like, no, man, no, man. You know.
I love fucking cautious Richard. He's always trying to like warn, and he was 100% right too. And like, I gotta hand it to him. He knew. He called it early.
I know when Richard's right, but it's just like the way it's delivered. It's like you don't want him to be right.
Yeah, you don't want him to be right.
You're like, shut the fuck up, man. You said it so rudely that I have to kind of be like mad about it. You know, like.
Right. That's fucking crazy, dude. So let me switch up a little bit here, because I know we were talking a little bit earlier before the show got on.
No middle day gate. That's what Floyd wrote.
No middle day gate.
Remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Don't go there. Don't do it.
Oh my.
I always forget people are watching in the chat. Well, what up? What up, folks? Oh, Draquan's in here. What up? Yeah, tough set. Real close. We were talking about BB4. I always forget to see what's up with the chat. So you guys, we're looking at you. We see you. If you got questions and shit for JP, throw it in there, man. You're on the Lazy J. We're having a good time. We were talking about how, like, out of everybody in South Florida as a team, arguably is like the only team where literally everyone has a nickname. So, like, I'm Master Joe. You're the Architect. Then we got Showtime. Yep. And then Richard is Romps, as like his gamer tab Romps. And then Scoops.
Yep.
So, like, I don't even know how that happened. Oh, Scoops, by the way, wants to know what you're drinking.
Oh, Stella. And I actually do need to get another one. What? Give me 1 second.
Oh, yeah, no, I can hold this down. We're drinking some, it looks like water, but I promise you it is not. This is far too fancy a glass for basic beverages such as that, essential as they may be. This is sake. I've got a giant-ass bottle I bought from a guy in West Palm. I kid you not. It's, like, literally this tall. And it's fucking delicious. It's just so smooth, man. But, like, you can't beat Stella Artois. That's a classy-ass beverage right there.
Yeah, I was gonna go with wine because I usually drink wine, but I'm like,
yeah, I'm surprised.
Today.
I'm surprised you're not drinking wine. You guys, and
yeah,
that's the other thing about you. You're a pretty sociable guy when you want to be, like a good host. Like I know you had the barbecue. You're doing the hot sauce challenge.
The Holland challenge.
Yeah,
that was really fun. I always wanted to do it, though. Yeah, we did like a Killer Queen event out of it, so.
No, it's fun. We got a pretty good community like that. There's like a core. I want to say like a core group of folks that are like actually friends outside the game. You guys, we've been playing a shit ton of Warzone where you guys more than me lately. Richard stole me away. I've been playing Valorant because I literally cannot keep up with the downloads for that fucking game on my PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I stopped playing because I have to get another hard drive to get enough space. I've deleted everything. I deleted so much shit. I deleted Metal Gear Solid. I deleted BioShock. I can't delete The Sims. The wife's playing that. But, like, literally everything else, I've deleted it. My entire PlayStation hard drive is all Call of Duty now. And I am out of room.
You should just have a hard drive just for your video games.
Yeah, seriously. It's like a whole thing now, you know? So, we'll see. But you guys have been playing that. And then you in particular, you know, especially being a guy that knows first-person shooters and, like, being a Halo guy, because that's always a thing, right? Halo guys and Call of Duty guys. Like, they're not the same guys. You know what I mean?
Not the same at all.
They shit on each other, those guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. They both shit on each other. And then, like, within the Call of Duty guys, there's, like, the Battlefield guys. And everybody shits on them. And then they shit on everybody. So, like, why did you get in to...
And now there's the new Valorant guys.
It's just...
You got a new type of guy now, Valorant.
It's just me and Richard. But no, but you have Valorant. I got your friend code.
I want to play more. I'm going to check it out more. It actually is pretty fun. I was getting into it a little bit more. At first, you're like, damn, the graphics suck. It's just slow. You fucking, like,
they're super stylized.
Like, you're just... Yeah, but then afterwards, you're like... It has cool things about it that I kind of want to explore more, but I haven't gotten into it because I... Been playing with the VR instead and Call of Duty.
Right, yeah. No, it's huge time sinks, man. He's been giving me the analogies. Like, he told me straight up, like, yo, this game's kind of like Killer Queen. He hit me up. He was like, hey, Joe, listen, man. This game's kind of like Killer Queen, dude. I was like, okay, for real? Like, let me see it. He's like, yeah, it's 5-on-5. You got the strategy. You got this. You got this. You got this. You got tech. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we've literally been, like, the last time we played last night, I stayed up probably later than I should have. And he's, like, showing me this tech that he's picked up. Like, again, Richard, the great fucking explorer, going out and then bringing the goods back to the community. He's showing me how to, like, get better accuracy off my first shots and, like, figuring out tech to move fast but still shoot accurately. And, like, we're popping stuff. We're looking at different places where you can pull off different maneuvers. And then he literally gets to a point and he's like, yeah, dude, now you're kind of like being a speed warrior. And I was like, oh, fuck, you're right. So I'm telling you now, don't get too into Valorant.
Do you think? No, but I'm saying, do you think I'd like it?
I I think you would, man. This is why I think you'd like Valorant. And I'm not even trying to sell you, but like knowing your personality, Valorant's a game where you get to you have the potential to do the cool shit, but you can only do the cool shit if you've mastered the tech that enables you to do the cool shit. And that's like your Killer Queen progression in a nutshell. So like depending on what characters you really get into when you pick up Valorant, like it's only a matter of time, man. So don't do it until you're done playing Warzone, I think. Because if you get on mouse keyboard, it's just gonna fuck you up. That's the only thing. You got to get on mouse keyboard. But it's wild. It's really fun. Like I like it a lot. But you guys are playing. You're playing a lot of Warzone. Who's playing now? Usually when you get on, it's you, Joe P, Scoops, and some other guys, or what's what with that?
Yeah, Scoops, Sebastian. You got Gabby, Jabin, Joe P, Joe. I don't know if it and
All the Joes.
His friend, I forget his name, Nick, and Don.
Oh yeah, I always forget about Don. I don't know why Don always makes me think about Dr. Disrespect. I've never seen.
I heard he came for the first time over the weekend or something to play Killer Queen.
Oh, was that him? Oh,
I don't know.
that's him.
You probably just met him. Yeah, there's somebody that was Joe's. Yeah, Joe's friend.
I did meet him. I didn't realize that was him. Yeah, Don. His name is Don. That was him. I didn't even realize. I did not put those dots together. Damn. Okay. Well, it's super cool. Yeah. One of the coolest moments I have between us playing Warzone, you'll remember this game. I think it was me, you, Sebastian, and Scoops, I want to say. Or maybe me, you, Scoops, and Jabin even. It was something or another like that. We're playing, the circle's closing, and it ends up we're in port. And you're in one of those fucking crane towers, and you're just like uptight, and the way the circle closes, you're just in the perfect position. You're up high, but then there's like two other players down low. And it got to the point where like the circle's so tight, you can't even come out to look down to see them. You know, you have to like stay in the crane, and then they're down low, like directly underneath you. And it came down to whose gas mask will break first. and it goes down, and you put your gas mask on, and we're all just fucking waiting, like, okay, all right, here we go.
I knew I had a new one. If he had a stim, also, it was over. But
the stim.
He was down low, so he had to use it a little bit. So that guy was
Sebastian says I remember, so he must have been in that party. But then you fucking you timed the guy out, and he died first, and we were just like, oh.
That was definitely a hype game.
That was, I think, I don't know if that was the first time we won, like, as that group together. But, yeah, definitely the time where you were like, yo, Sebastian, start streaming. This is it. That's like, top 2 for me playing Warzone. It's fun. It's fun. What's cool about Warzone, right? Because you got the strategy. It's big. It's a different game every time, you know. But, like, what do you like about it playing with the K-Cube folks?
It's just, you know, I like it's teamwork. You can't play Warzone and have like somebody running off and doing their own thing. That's definitely like something together. So like,
well, unless you're playing with early Sebastian.
I play with a lot of our teammates. So
early Sebastian's a lone wolf. He's gotten way better.
He's gotten a lot better. He's got a lot better. But at first, yeah, we all sucked at that game at first. I mean,
yeah, dude, you would always run in. Like you would always run in like just guns blazing, like I'm gonna go fuck everybody up. Nope. And then Jabin would just crouch walk everywhere, like everywhere, like just odd, like default maneuver, crouch walking everywhere. And then Scoops, I think, was like picking up some of the aim. Like sometimes aim would be a little bit off, but then like as people kept playing, it's like, oh no, now it's like you guys are just getting first like 2, 3, 4 times a day now.
Yeah, it's we begin a lot better because we got like a routine and we know what each other needs to do. You know, like certain persons like Scoops will ride the helicopter and then like I'll get the objective.
Oh,
like
yeah,
or
Scoops
you know
is the
like
pilot now.
You always change. Sebastian's he got freaking really good too at that game. He's killing everybody.
Yeah. Even sniping.
It's funny because like in that game, I think in all games, I start off dying every way possible, so I could see what I could get away with. That's,
right.
I mean, that's really what I mean. In Killer Queen, seriously, like I go for the craziest shit during practices because you don't know what you can do if you don't go for it.
Right.
So
yeah. We were laughing about that. Like
every single possible type of angle.
Right.
That you could try, and then if you get away with it one time, you're like, wait, I could do that. Like so. I mean, when somebody says, "Oh yeah, you die a lot," yeah, of course I die a lot. I try a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But then all that matters is when it comes down to like tournament day, like what you do. Like
Yeah,
for me,
man.
like that's
Like when you go into the mode where you're like actually trying to win now, then it's like, okay, it's a little switch, you know. And it was funny because like
Yeah.
we would notice, even Joe P was saying this, like, yo, people play Warzone like they play Killer Queen. Like, and it's true. Like you could kind of see some of the overlaps that were happening a lot there. It's really funny how that works out. Like how it's like built in, and it just comes out in other places.
it is. Yeah. I mean, if you're an aggressive person, you're gonna be aggressive. You're gonna be aggressive in most games.
I remember. Do you remember we played? Oh God, Javen reached out to Nick Monger and some of the guys from Cincinnati, and he's like, "Yo, let's get some." Call it. There's a chat in Facebook. COD Scene Battles, I think it's called, and we were talking it up for a while. Like, yo, let's get the scenes.
And it's funny that Javen was the one that
Javen was instigating it.
He was the one that organized it, and what's funny is like he at that time he was still crosswalking everywhere. Like he could get like 0 kills, but he organized.
Yo, he was totally crosswalking everywhere. It was like Nick Monger, Bobby Boyle, and like some other guys, you know, and whatnot. We got murdered. We got murdered. Bobby.
I didn't even know what game time. That was the first time I ever played.
Oh yeah, because we were like using MLG rules.
Was it Search and Destroy or was it Dom?
Search and Destroy was one of them, yeah. And then it was like Search and Destroy. I think Hardpoint. I think Domination was in there too. But
they were like already going to the next thing where the next thing spawned, and I was like I didn't even know where what was going on.
Dude, Bobby's a freaking madman. I think Richard was playing FUS 2, and he's like, "Bobby, you're playing on PC, aren't you?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like, I could tell. He was just running around doing whatever he wanted, and like no one could stop him. We're all like trying to see what kind of loadout does he got? Let me get a loadout like his. I like literally changed my whole loadout. Like, okay, I think I killed him maybe one time, or somebody killed him. I picked up his gun. I was like, okay, he's running NE5. He's got this stock and this and that. Like, I tried to really download it real quick and just replicate what he had to give me a better chance, man.
I still haven't gotten out of Joe P's loadout. I still play with his loadout because I was like, ever since I played with the P90, I was like, damn, this gun is amazing. I need to get this gun. I was like, I need to get this in real life.
Right? Yeah, the laser. He calls it the laser. It's fucking hilarious, dude. But like, we were playing that a bunch and like picking that up and just having a good time. It's been cool. Like I posted about this in so many words. I think maybe a few times. But like, once the pandemic hit and nobody was going to the bar anymore, like that was the thing that you did. Like that was the thing that we all kind of did. You go to the bar Mondays, Thursdays, weekend, whatever, Killer Heat. You play Killer Queen. That's when you see these people. That's when you hang out. You get the drinks. You and I are doing fucking snake venom because you're a monster. And I'm telling that story later. But like that was the thing. So once the pandemic hit, bars closed. Fuck. Like, what do you do now? So like, Warzone came out, and I think Joe P was maybe the first one that was like, yo, I'm getting Warzone, add me. And he like put his name like VZ2R or something like that. I didn't even know what it meant. I was like, what is he even talking about? I don't even know what this means. So he put it on Facebook. And then later on, I got the game, and everyone else was getting the game, and we just kind of like morphed into this. But I always think about that because, we're good buds in our scene. We hang out, we talk, we've got our Facebook chat, and like we'll do stuff. But like other scenes where we were seeing stuff from people where it's like, yo, people are really having a hard time because all of a sudden your biggest potentially social interaction is just cold turkey dunzo. And so then you start seeing things like the KQTV pop up, and people are doing shows and playing Animal Crossing and like just trying their damnedest to do something, But I always thought it was cool in our community because that was a fairly seamless, I think, transition for a lot of us, and like the main kind of core scene. And then we had even people who were old heads that all of a sudden showed back up because like now that Killer Queen's not like a regular thing, like the playing field's leveled again, so Easy E's back in, Gino's back in, Vanessa came back.
Are they really back? Are they really back?
Yeah, they were playing. Like, they were hanging out.
Are they signed up for Killer Heat?
I mean, I'm gonna talk to them. You know, so
yeah.
that's the real tell. But it's cool, like just kind of talking to them and catching back up because like we haven't played with those guys since like you first started playing, you know, and it's been a
I definitely
really long time.
They were all good.
Yeah, so you know, getting back into that and whatnot.
Dude, I miss the old days, man. The old days, the discovery of Killer Queen was the most fun. It was the most fun, man.
I agree.
Like, we have just such a cool crowd that would come out and like even just like when we would all leave together, take a break together, and then rush in. It'd be like, oh, who's gonna come back to the cab and just kill everybody so that they leave? You know, I'm like, I'll be the guy. Let me kill the queen. I'll step on, kill the queen 3 times, kill the queen 3 times. Sometimes some people could take a beating, and like after like seven games, I'm like, dude, you should give up your queen spot after 7 games. But, no, there's like people that are like, no man.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just die over and over and over, not care about like everybody around them.
Oh my god, dude, no, absolutely. we would hog the cab. Like we were so spoiled. We've never had, well, except for like a really short stint. Cab's always been on free play. Like that's honestly been one of the biggest reasons I feel like our scene catapulted so quickly because we just had unprecedented access to the cab that other scenes just didn't have. And it's like, yeah, you could pay for it and have access to it, but like we were able to integrate so many new people at a faster rate, I feel like, and just like the pace. That's the thing that always annoyed me about playing, like when you're at other scenes and they've got those pay to play cabs like the day before the tournament or something and they're not on free play. It's like, fuck, now I got to do that cadence and wait. But the game's over, but all right, quarter. Okay, we get back into it.
I remember when we went to LA and we had to pay. We were like, "What?
Oh yeah."
we're all like looking at the machine. We don't know how it works, and everybody's like, "Okay, man." And then they go pay for us, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't read it like that. I really didn't know that you have to pay to play this game." Damn.
I forgot about that. We didn't know. We weren't ready. We didn't know. We were at 2-Bit Circus, so it was even weirder.
Like we were all like lined up, and none of us had money like to like play the game, and we're like, okay,
we didn't understand, and like even to this day, South Florida still doesn't really understand the politics behind like the 3-game swap. Like you play your 3 games, and then you fucking leave.
Yeah.
And then other people come in. Like we're like, what do you mean? Let's go. Come on. What are you doing? Where's everybody going? What's what? We literally didn't know how to operate that. That's fucking funny. What's like in all the tournaments, like all the travel and whatnot? What would you say is like what's like a story that that's just like fucking funny to you that you remember, like something like that where we just didn't even know how to even work the machine? But we've been a couple places, right? We've been to LA. We've obviously been to Bumble Bash. We've kind of gone here and gone there. We've had 2 of the the Queens Gone Wilds in Florida. Like, what's like your funniest moment of a travel tournament or a big tournament that you can remember?
Damn, I can't think of any. Man, I can't think of any top head on the top of my head. Really, I honestly can't think.
I think for like travel arrangements, like just in travel, the thing that's like funniest to me was when we were in Chattanooga for BB4, and we were all bunking. Sebastian was bunking in our room too, and I think me and you had a room. Sebastian was out on the couch, and then Floyd and Richard had a room, and I was just laughing so hard because Floyd and Richard get along so fucking well, man. Like they get along so well. I swear they were brothers in a different time frame. But they were just like staying up and they talk and they having fun and everything. And then like we would start going somewhere and Sebastian would be with us and we're like biking around and like going places and just like laughing and like having all these stories and whatnot. It was just cool because we've been teammates for a little while. And then Sebastian's in the mix because obviously you guys play Run SFL, which has a lot of, it's like Run SFL kind of ended up being something like a Queen incubator team. With the argument.
Yeah, I still think maybe we should take Joe P under the Run SFL like training program because I think he needs the I think he may need the Sebastian training. But the thing is that all the teams broken up. I really do think that Queen Roulette needs to happen. Like, I made the
Okay,
draw that
Queen
it
Roulette.
actually works out with.
So
What?
we got the Lazy J, right? Make your
Queen
case for the
Roulette
Queen
will-
Roulette.
Dude, the Queen Roulette will reveal the team and the Queen, like how much influence they have. So we'll finally see, like, because we already know how, whatever. Just say there's 4 main teams that play, right?
Right.
And like we already know how they place and how they play against each other. But if you start switching the Queens with different teams and have that draw, that's like evenly matched, every plays equal amount of games. You'll see if the team is stronger and making a difference, or the Queen is playing stronger and making a difference. It'll show you something. Like,
Yeah.
I just think that we've never done it, and it'll reveal something to us that we haven't seen before.
I'm down for it, man. Like, I like the idea. I remember we tried to do it one time. I fucked it up.
I remember watching it from home because like we talked about it online.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We never worked out. We never like sat down and like worked out the draw because it is kind of complicated on how it would balance out evenly. And I remember sitting at home and going, "Oh no, they're doing it wrong." Like, watching it, but it was everybody seemed like they were having fun. So, but like I really,
yeah.
like I sat down and worked out the draw. Sebastian still has it somewhere. We need to pull
It's
that
somewhere.
up.
We got to pull it back up. And we were talking a lot, like in pandemic. Okay, how does the scene come back? What do we do? Because you're right. Like it does get a little bit stagnant. Where like for the past couple of killer heats, right? You've had like the podium contenders, right? And then you had this new squad, and it's always the podium contenders have always kind of been Run SFL, Laser Wolf, and then most recently Fire Nation, and then you would have a 4th team. It used to be like Hannibal Nectar, but then like they stopped coming out as much, and then it was like Joe P was queening a team, and it would always have like new players, and you know it was always this hodgepodge kind of thing. But like the podium was always basically going to be usually I'd say Run or Laser Wolf for 1st and 2nd, some kind of way, and then Fire Nation for 3rd, and then that last team. So it's like it got to be kind of predictable. So if we go around and we kind of switch it back up, like how would you build the teams out? Like, how would you build 3 teams out, let's say? Just 3 teams. Like, we got more players than that, obviously. But let's say we had 3 teams. Let's say the Queens are me, Malloy, and Sebastian, right? Like, how would you build it so that you felt like the teams themselves were fair enough, where if the Queens switched around, it would be like a similar team each time?
I don't think we would need to. That's the whole thing.
So
like,
everybody kind of got to that point in your mind, you think?
No, I'm saying we wouldn't need to because, like, if there's a team that's weaker than, like, just assume that all Queens are evenly balanced.
Right.
Right? Like, then it would be really up to who's the better team, like, who's the better support of the Queen. Right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then you would see which team is really the stronger team. Because if, just say a team wins with, the same team wins with all different 3 Queens, you know that team is the best team.
Right.
Together, and then you see it'll just start showing you like how much pull I guess the Queen versus the team has.
Yeah, because there's definitely something in like the composition.
Which I think is a big thing about like, you know, our teams now that we finally found somewhat, I guess, the closest level of high level play that we can. I mean, really, that is like those 3 teams are when the levels started getting higher, and then everything else just started dropping off, and it wasn't just fun for, you know, somebody else to come and play against us. That's really what happened. Is that you think about the first day that Killer Queen started, it was like a lot of teams came out.
Yeah.
A lot of different people were all about it.
Yeah.
But it's because nobody knew how to play the game, so it was like a lot more fun.
Right.
But now you come out and you're playing guys that spent hours upon hours on the cab practicing tech, and then like even like study theory or doing like talk show fucking you're playing people that like running talk shows.
That's at me. That's at me. Just at me, JP. At me.
You're playing against people like that. Like how do you expect like a newcomer to like play against people?
No, I totally get you. It's a thing. So you feel like if we do Queen Roulette, if we start to kind of mesh things around, then maybe that can kind of put us on a pathway. Because other scenes, they go through this, right? They go through this lull where it's like the ceiling is too far. The skill gap's too far between the players that are active and the players that want to be active. Like we've got some folks, there's 2 new players that come to mind immediately. We have Dominique and her boyfriend, Troy, that have been coming kind of recently, and they're interested, right? These people are interested. You got Double D, Carlos, Alex's friend, people that like play the game. They're not like super competitive because they don't know. But like they're interested enough in the game competitively that they will get on the cab with you, you know, and they will put their neck out there in the competitive kind of scope. So yeah, how do we kind of like introduce and move those people into it? And there's been a lot of tactics and whatnot. My biggest thing was I felt like, okay, which is kind of what led me to make Fire Nation, was like I wanted to see. I knew I felt like, okay, if I'm playing arguably, like scene's dead, like. No one stands a fucking chance. It's just, you don't stand a chance against arguably in South Florida. You just don't. I don't care. Put a team together, we will destroy you, right? Like, put a team together, arguably will destroy you. That's a challenge, right? But then I wanted to kind of branch out and say, can I find success with a completely new team with no one I've played before? Like, can I, as a queen, build another team up to something that's competitively viable? And I was happy about that. We kind of achieved that goal where we're podium contenders. We're traveling.
Yeah, you built up. They all progressed way faster than we did, and like they put in the time and work also. Like Fire Nation, you know.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
Yeah. So that was a thing, and I kind of feel like everybody kind of has to go through something similar in a way. Like you were saying, okay, let's maybe switch around Joe P, put him on Run SFL, and just give him that backing so that he can learn. Because we talked about this in Sebastian's episode, but like Sebastian wasn't always a great queen. Now he is, and he's got tech and this and that. But that's literally because you guys were in the back just beating him up every day until he like came to the point where it's like, yo, get these gates. Look out for this. Watch out for that. You know.
Sebastian was like the one that I felt like showed the most potential when I saw him. Like, you know, because in my eyes, he was new. Like I didn't know who he was.
He was like a third string. I want to say, third string, like Jin, third Jin.
I guess when we weren't playing together, he was on Hannibal, and I guess they never gave him the opportunity to queen. I know he wanted to queen, and they never got the opportunity. And I would see him train just as much as I was training in Killer Queen. But like he put in, you know, he'd go in and do he put in time, you know, like he was always there. So then it was like Floyd and I all are also like, yo, put us together and put us on any team, we'll fucking win. Like then we were Floyd and I had like we really thought like we, you know, so we built like, you know, we built Run SFL. We were like, oh, you let's go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Floyd, he's in the chat. He said that earlier. He said Run SFL started when me and JP. He said they started when me and JP decided we could win with anyone.
But that wasn't the case, because remember when we played with you, me, Floyd, and it was like we had Bradley, my friend Bradley, and then that girl that
oh
some
my
random
gosh,
girl.
yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That was a disaster.
That was like, oh, that reminds me of my Halo 12-year-old Indian day. You know, like that reminds me. I was just like, all right, maybe we can't beat everybody.
The carry wasn't strong enough. It was so tough. I remember that game. Oh my god, so many old games, man. Who do you think, like, of the old folks, like going back and playing, like what was? It was fun, right? Like we're going around, we're playing, we're figuring things out. Who of like the old guard, right, that isn't active anymore? You know, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people I can think of that like I haven't seen in a while. But like, what's one person who you wish was like, man, I kind of wish they were still playing. Like I bet if they were still playing, they'd be a monster. Like for me, instantly, Chelsea. Chelsea was like the first objective. But like Chelsea could warrior. She could flex to warrior, and she would kill you. Like I remember my first impression. I met Chelsea and Deanna at the same time, and my first impression of them, it had to have been a Saturday, and we're just dicking around. I'm like in my Scene Dad, new shiny Scene Dad mode, and like, hey, you guys want to play Killer Queen? We've got a show on Mondays. You could come to draft night. Join our Facebook group. And that's my shiny Scene Dad voice. And I'm watching them play, the two of them, they're buds, and I was like, yo, these girls are they're fucking murderers. So I'm pretty sure I told them that day, like, yo, come on Monday, you're gonna be on my team, we're gonna fuck shit up. They were like, okay. And so they came in like that. But yeah, Chelsea, man, she was a monster. She was an early monster that people always slept on, and she would sneak snail on you, she would up warrior on you, and you wouldn't know it, and she would catch you. Like, I wish she was
one of those people, because she she was thinking about the game, you know, like she
Mhm.
was like she had good game awareness when she did certain things. Like she'd jump on the snail when no one's looking. Like it was
Right.
like the hybrid guys would always talk about it's like it's like the Chelsea move.
Yeah.
Look at her, she's on the snail.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh my god, Chelsea's on the snail.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah.
amazing because everybody was running berries only.
Only, yeah. She was
It's like
exclusively
so,
running
like-
snail, while everyone was
Yeah.
running berries, and her tagline would always
Yeah,
be,
I would say it's her and Easy Eat, like both
Yeah.
of the Eric.
"Oh
Yeah, I
man,
think
yeah."
both of them.
I told
Yeah,
Eric
both
he
of
needs
them.
to bring her back out here, man. He says it'll never happen, but I'm like, well, you just need to try harder. You need to dangle the carrot more, because man, could you imagine if they were playing on a team? That'd be a pretty nasty base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
They
nasty.
would, I mean, they should play. What team were they were on your team? Who was Eric's team? Oh, there he was Bumble.
Yeah,
he was Bumble in the Bronx,
Eric
right?
was
Yeah.
bumbling the Bronx, and then Chelsea was
Yeah,
always
yeah.
on my team, and they would always. I think that was like in the early days, because they're a couple now, but they didn't start out that way. But I think I don't know if they met in Killer Queen, but they definitely started dating. I want to say during that early time, because I would always kind of poke fun at her, like, "Are you sure it's okay to be beating your boyfriend like this?" But it was a good time. It was fun. Hopefully we can get back to some of that, man. Like it's gonna be a good time. What's on your list as you're like looking forward? Let's say pandemic's over, because we had some plans this year. We were supposed to go pick another tournament. I think Chicago. We were looking at Chicago, doing Bumble Bash again, BB5, and like we had plans.
Even like a New York trip. Yeah, even
Yeah.
I wanted to do a New York trip.
So say things are back on, right? Where are you going? Like what tournaments would you potentially be looking forward to in like a pandemic-free world?
Phew. I mean, I definitely want to, for sure, BB5. I want to go to New York. I want to go to Chicago. Would be cool just to go to Chicago. LA, if they do the LA High Hustle thing again,
Oh yeah.
I'm down for that. I mean, really, I can only play like 2 tournaments a year. Like,
Yeah.
like that's kind of like what I've broken it down to of like how much of my time I'm willing to dedicate,
Right.
and travel time I'm willing to dedicate to Killer Queen. I get 1 or 2 a year. It's either like definitely for sure Bumble Bash, and then maybe one other.
Right.
Yeah,
No, it'd be good.
yeah,
I
it's
feel
our
like.
High Hustle. I can't. Yeah, if I could, I would, but I can't.
Well, now you're a dad now. A lot of people don't know this. You got a kid. You got responsibilities. You're working. Like it's partly in your gamer tag, the architect. But like you're an actual fucking architect. Like you design buildings and they go up, and then like I pass them.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that real quick. Like how did that even? Because I remember when I first learned that, I'm like, yo, this is a very off the wall thing. Not something I would have expected. But like, goddamn, this dude's an architect. Like. How did you even
not
get
many
into this?
people- Architecture. I mean, I knew I wanted to be an architect when I was like 12 years old.
Oh,
so
damn, early.
I started the journey young, and then I even did like a work study program when I was in high school. Went to college, University of Florida, and then, got my first pick out of college to the firm that I want to work at. But yeah, I've done what I wanted. I've accomplished a lot of what I wanted to set out to accomplish in architecture already,
Mhm.
but I still need more.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, it's funny because like with architecture, I was first about like building, the nicest buildings and working on the coolest projects.
Right.
I got to work for a firm that like sent me to Dubai to design a mall, so I got to do that. I got to design cruise ships.
Dope.
I've beaten my favorite architecture firm in design competitions.
Damn.
Yeah, like
Yo,
you know,
are you
like-
for real right now? Holy crap.
yeah, like my favorite architecture firm. I beat them in a design competition for a cruise ship, and
That's
we won.
insane.
Yeah, so I designed this Project Edge Caribbean Cruise Lines. I designed the premium suites in the front
That's insane.
and their pool deck out there. But yeah, like so I got to achieve a lot, and then I realized that I was doing all this traveling, and you don't make that much either. Like at first, like
Right,
at
yeah.
first, and then eventually. But like I was like, I spent so much of my life like trying to put it in there that I was like, I need this balance between quality of life and the job.
Mhm.
And, And that's what led me to Fort Lauderdale, and
I feel like everybody kind of gets to that point where like there's always like a really early push, right? Like I feel like the best core method into it, and maybe this is honestly the same kind of like with how things pan out for us in even games like Killer Queen or whatever competitively, but you have this really early push where you put in the time and you grind and you just fucking abandon everything and you just dedicate and you're like, I'm going to make something of this. And then you use those skills and that time and that effort to literally make something of it. And you just go balls to the wall and you try to achieve your best results. You try to make the name for yourself and like state your claim and like kind of make your mark. And then after you've like kind of reached a point where you're satisfied, I think, with yourself and what you've been able to do, then you kind of like reevaluate what you're doing. You don't like get lazy, you know, and you don't like fall off, but you just kind of reevaluate why you're doing it. Because now you feel like I don't need to prove it to myself anymore. I'm going to do it because I enjoy it. So it needs to be enjoyable. Because grinding, tapping that fucking button until your arm, you know, gets tired is not fun. Like, I wouldn't say it's a fun thing, but you get to that point.
I mean, I also saw like, you know, I remember, like, because that firm that I beat in the design competition, I ended up also collaborating with them on a certain project.
Yeah.
And I like went there, and I remember meeting with one of the partners, and I looked at his eyes, and it was the most tired man I've ever seen in my life.
Oh man.
Like, it was just like, I was like, dude, I don't want to kill myself and look like that. Like, he's living like what I considered like the epitome of, you know, the architecture career.
Yeah.
And he looked like shit. And I was like, all right. I was like, maybe I need to reevaluate and see how I should move on with my career. You know,
we got real heavy on the lazy J. That was a heavy ass, slow ass J right there for a moment. I looked in his eyes, and that was the most tired man I've ever seen.
It was.
I totally get you though, man. You're absolutely right. People don't think about that. You know, you don't think about like the toll it takes to stay in a certain place for so long. So like getting back to a point where you have quality of life and you can enjoy yourself. And like now you've got your hobbies, right? Like you're moving steer wheel. You've been doing competitions for that. You've been traveling for that too. And like integrating folks in the Killer Queen scene. I know Sebastian's doing it. Joe B was getting in there with you too. And it's good. It's like an all body, like people will tell me, JP is so good at steer wheel. He's better than the people that will try to do the same things in like Cirque du Soleil. And I'm like, them Cirque du Soleil motherfuckers like dedicate time. So this motherfucker JP must be. And I see the videos. Like Richard will go out. He did that video of you guys, and like I'm watching you do the moves and the coin drop and like some of the other things I've kind of heard you talking about. And like I think about it in the terms of like how technical it is, just because I like that's how I kind of think about you, how technical things are, and how you dive into things that are very technical, and then you kind of master the tech behind them. So like. Serial is definitely another thing, and like not for nothing, like you've been injured, like you fucked your hand up one time, and like you know you've taken your lumps, but you always kind of come back and figure out, okay, how can I be good at this thing to my own metric and do what I want to do with it, you know? So like, is there anything on the spectrum in terms of what you're doing with Serial? Because you're still doing that now, yeah?
I'm gonna do Serial until my body doesn't let me anymore. It's one of those things that I don't know. I picked it up and. Like, I don't know if anybody knows. I have a background in breakdancing. Like, I was a professional breakdancer when I was younger.
Oh yeah, you were saying that's where your name Architect came from, right?
Yeah. Like, I worked at a dance studio. I was on So You Think You Could Dance.
You were on that show? Oh shit.
Yeah, I got top. I made the top 20 of the top 24 in the Miami auditions.
Oh, like, nice.
But yeah, But breakdancing like beat me the fuck up. Like you're seriously like just like smacking the ground. Nonstop. But steer wheel, it's like breakdancing, but the wheel absorbs all the impact.
Oh right.
And then you get to go on the ride. So it's like I don't know. It's breakdancing, but like meant for I guess older people. I don't know.
It's breakdancing for older people.
This is my transition to older man breakdancing. So.
That's so fucking funny. Older man breakdancing. That's hilarious. Wait a second. Sebastian's in the chat now. He says, you dance battled Dave Chappelle. Is this true?
I did. That is true.
Wait a minute. When was this? The great Dave Chappelle? You dance battled this man? I've seen you dance battle. Well, you did a little b-boy at I think a glitch like Halloween, like a Spider-Man or something one time. That was pretty cool. But what's this Dave Chappelle story?
All right, the Dave Chappelle story is like I was at my friend owns a club. It was called Cash Only. It was
Oh, I know Cash Only. Yeah.
Cash Only. And he told me, he was like, "Oh, Dave Chappelle's coming tonight." So I was like, "All right, I want to meet Dave Chappelle. I'm gonna go meet him tonight."
Yeah.
I went by myself. You know, like I was like, "Fuck that! I'll just go by myself." I go to clubs I used to go to clubs by myself all the time because I just club hop and just break dance somewhere. But so I went there, and then everybody he was on the DJ booth, and you know, downstairs, like where the DJ is in the back, like he's just standing there, and like everybody's just standing near the stage and just staring at him, and nobody's like having fun. I was like, damn! I was like, this is whack as fuck. I was like, everybody's just staring at him. I was like, what kind of?
This is what you do when Dave Chappelle comes in. You just stand and look at him.
Everybody was just standing and staring. He's drinking and smoking, you know, like. And then I was like, fuck this. And then a song came out. I was like, so I got it hype. I started dancing.
Yeah.
And then everybody started getting to it. Dave Chappelle jumped off stage. And then started dancing with me in the thing, and then Ashley Larry was recording it. He put it on his Instagram. Ashley Larry put it on his Instagram.
What?
Yeah.
Ashley Larry?
Ashley Larry has me on his Instagram, with the dance with dancing and stuff. Like,
yo, I want to see this video. You need to send me that shit. That's hilarious.
I didn't get to smoke with him. I wanted to do that.
Right? Yeah. I love fucking Dave Chappelle, man.
Yeah, but I did get to. I was in a dance battle with Dave Chappelle.
That's fucking funny. I love Ashley Larry. Yeah, Darnell. He says his name is. He had a spot on
Darnell Williams.
Yeah, Darnell Williams. He had a spot on Netflix. It was one of those group not group, but like they do a spot with several comedians like in a row and they make a show out of it and they put it on Netflix. And he had this set. It just killed me. I wish I remember the name of it. I told people to go watch it on Netflix. But he just got this bit where he's talking about the folks that would call the cops on black people. Like they would have the phone. He's like, hey, there's a black guy barbecuing. Like, you know, those ridiculous calls we would hear about. But like he broke it down in such a funny way where he's just like, he made this character. He would do this bit where he's like, okay, there's a person over there that's doing something. And he would just like get really hyped, like, and he would make these noises and just like freak out and then get on the phone. I just busted my ass laughing at this character he created around this. He's just fucking funny. I love him.
That guy's so funny. Yeah,
They're
him.
all
He's
hilarious.
underrated for sure.
Oh yeah. Anytime you're like in association, I feel like with one of those great comedians, like even the folks around Kevin Hart, like all of those guys are hilarious. Like they're so funny. But like anytime you're in the company of like Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, you know, any of these guys that are just like huge, you know, that you kind of instantly get overshadowed a bit. But that's a hilarious story. Cash Only. What are the odds?
Yeah.
I know Cash Only because SuperCon, when they were doing the SuperCons, before whatever that company was, what took them over, they had a couple like cosplay parties they would do at Cash Only. So like,
okay.
Yeah, I think I went to one of those because I was trying to support my buddies at SuperCon, and it was pretty fun. It was a good time. But yeah, no, that's fun. That's a good Dave Chappelle, man. That's wild. Okay, so last thing I got to get into with you here, and this has been so fucking fun. I'm glad we're doing this.
Yeah, I'm glad. Thanks for having me, man.
No, dude, thanks for coming on. Snake venom. I said I was gonna tell this story later. We gotta put it right. I talked to you about it a little bit with Sebastian. We were kind of breaking it down. I thought I remembered how this started, right? I thought that there were 2 times, and I'm trying to remember what was the first time snake venom happened in the South Florida scene.
First time snake venom happened was you, me, and Sebastian. Second time happened is Jamin came in the story, and then we let Jamin take a shot with us afterwards. And then Jamin was all and then it was us 4 just like fucking backing up. But yeah, at first it was snake venom between 2 queens and a warrior.
So how did you find out about snake venom? Because all I remember was you were at the bar. I didn't know they fucking had it, and you were just like, yo, let's try snake venom. And you got super hyped. We were like, yo, what the hell is he talking about? okay, let's
I
do
forget
it.
who told me about it, but one of the bartenders told me about it, and I was like, and then I saw you and Sebastian there, and it was just us. I was like, we're not even gonna have any good games. I was like, we might as well get fucked up.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me buy them a shot of snake venom.
Yeah, you did. And then, God, so much stuff has spawned from that. It's like one of my favorite things. We've like adapted so much stuff in the scene now around snake venom. It's become
So
this
much.
notorious thing.
But nobody, I don't think any, I don't know. The amount of energy that like went through my body that night, like after taking the shot of snake venom, and like the games were just super fun and like
Yeah, they were.
loud, and I was like, and then remember draft night, and I'm like, ooh, kill him!
Oh yeah,
Ooh, kill him!
yeah. The
Ooh,
big
kill him.
scoops. Ooh, kill him. Ooh,
Ooh,
the
kill
big
him.
scoops. Dude, yeah. God, that was so fucking funny. Those are the best. Those are the nights I like the most about Killer Queen, when we're literally just like, I love the high competitive plays and like the competition and traveling and everything, but like my favorite all-time thing were just the fucking Thursday night just shenanigans. Like, we would do money matches, we would do random challenges. Do you remember there was that one night where it was literally me and you, and we just challenged whoever the fuck wanted to play, and it was literally me and you on the side of the cab. We tapped all the other bots in, and we just kept fucking up everyone who came in the cab on the other side. Just being bullies. Like, it's like half of them were just like new people, then sometimes other people try to get on and help them. We're like, no, we're just fucking you guys all up today.
Some days, just beating people up is fun.
It
Other
is,
days you're
right?
like, man, this sucks. But sometimes you're like, hey, this is fun as fuck. When you see like, and then they look over like, what the fuck is going on over there? And it's just
Yeah.
us two.
My favorite part is like after a while, like it'll be some casual person, but they come to glitch like, you know, to some kind of regularity, and you don't know who they are, and they don't compete, they're not competitive, they don't show up on Monday nights, but they know who you are. You're that motherfucker that kills me on Saturday nights. And it's like, yeah, that's me.
you have no idea how many people come up to me.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
they're like, yo, you play that game, Killer Queen, right?
Wait,
I see a
outside of the
glitch.
bar?
Like,
Outside of the bar?
me
Holy
and
hell.
Sebastian were steer wheeling on the beach recently, and some guy comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, man, I think I know you." I'm like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "From where?" It's like, "You go to Glitch, right? You play that game, Killer Queen." It's like, "Yeah, you're really good at it." And I'm like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Yeah, I do know you." I was like, "Dude, this is." He's like, "I seen you steer wheel there before too." I was like, "This is creepy now." He's like, "You see me steer wheel
Yeah, it was
Killer
fucking
Queen?" Like, I'm like,
fucking stalker. Like, what the hell? That's literally how it starts too. It's like, it's almost like menacing. You're like, yeah, I fucking know you.
Floyd tells me about like people come up to him about it, like, "Oh, you're that." Like, I remember. Tell me you don't remember Floyd when you first started playing Killer Queen. You were one of the guys too, because you're that guy in a suit. You're that guy in a suit. Floyd was.
Oh yeah,
different
with the
suit.
blazer.
Miami
Yeah, I
Vice
always
suit,
had the
but
blazer.
I'm just saying, you would always wear the blazer. Like, I remember just coming to Killer Queen. There were a bunch of just random characters, you know. Like,
Yeah.
we got some character. We definitely got characters.
We
that come
for
in and you're
sure
just
have characters. Floyd's been kind of tossing around this idea, and I think Joe B too, of like, oh, we should have some kind of reality-based, like, kind of TV show type program going on. We could definitely do it. We've got the characters for it. I mean, between Floyd could do it by himself. Just Showtime could hold it down. But it's funny. We had like Levy, I feel like, was like a pinnacle character. Malloy was a pinnacle character too, just because of how like consistently nonchalant he was. Like, even to this day, I've seen Malloy annoyed. I've never seen Malloy upset. He's like always chill. Have you ever seen Malloy upset? I mean, upset.
They're upset. No, he's always chill. But one time I remember. One time I killed him, and he went like this. Remember, got a reaction from Malloy.
Got a reaction, yeah.
It's like Malloy when he gets done with a match, even if he wins, he's just like.
It takes so
Like,
much.
he doesn't get it. Poor Malloy, he doesn't even get to enjoy his victories.
I know, it
Slows
takes
heart
so
rate
much.
down.
I love talking to Malloy. I learned so much that I didn't know when I talked to Malloy. That's why I like the Lazy J. You get this insight, and like, we know each other. We've done stuff, and like, we're hanging out and doing this, and you know. But God, man, you learn so much stuff. It's fucking funny.
Dude, the people that I remember as the regulars, because I was like, you know, in the very beginning,
Yeah.
it was me, Copernicus, Dennis, and Floyd. Like those were the ones that
Those
I
were
really
the
do remember
standouts, yeah.
always there.
Those were the standouts.
And then, yeah, and then Dennis and I used to play all the. Dennis and I, just like the story of Dennis and I used to take out people all the time. What was funny is like Dennis and I had like in the very beginning, him and I were like buddies, like always like trying to play against people.
Yeah. Dennis is a little killer, man. Dennis will bump you to death. Dennis has bumped me to death. I always remember that.
Yeah.
And I think I saw him not too long ago, but like he'll get in there and just bump you. And like people sleep on Dennis because like he's older and like, oh, you know, he kind of has his things that he does. He likes to objective and this and that. But Dennis knows the game. Like Dennis has game IQ. Dennis, the biggest thing about him is he knows what the team needs to do. Like he's always telling me sometimes after games, Gargle Blasters, whatever, yo man, like these guys just won't get together and do the things, man. We need to run the snail and no one's watching it. I'm here, but no one's watching it. And, you know, they're just doing whatever. Right? Like, that's not gonna
You did the Dennis impression.
I fucking love Dennis. But, like, all of his calls are right. And then when they do make the shift and start doing what he's talking about, then they fucking win. It's like, he's a strategist.
I love playing with Dennis.
Yeah, no, Dennis is fucking fun, man. I see you had the Queens Gone Wild 2 up on the screen there. And that was a really hype tournament. I didn't realize this, but you know, we had Queens Gone Wild 1. We didn't play together in that one. I think we were supposed to, but then like I crossed some wires and then some folks from out of state were like, yo, can we play with you guys? We want to get something going. So me and Deanna ended up playing with BK, Wilk, and Casey. And then you guys ended up playing with, I think it was you, Don at that point, right? Floyd, Richard, and Damish, or no?
No, not Don. It was Damish's wife.
Oh yeah, Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda. Yeah.
Right. So we were playing that, and Floyd, shut the fuck up, Don. the Dennis calls. God, Levy's episode, so funny. But that first time we played, I think some of the stuff in there, some of like the teamwork and whatnot, you guys didn't do as good as I think everybody had hoped you had done. Our team, we went to third, like on the wings of BK and Wilk mainly. But that was cool. But then going into Queens Gone Wild 2, arguably is playing. And then we've got the jerseys. I think, let's see, that was after Bumble Bash, but we've got our jerseys
Bumble
back.
Bash.
Yeah, it was after Bumble Bash.
So that was after Bumble Bash. So we came back. We came back from Bumble Bash, realized our weakness of like how to recover from lockout.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean that's the first.
And we had a lot of experience playing against some of the New York teams for kind of the first time at Bumble Bash. And we learned some stuff. Like I remember they locked us out with that weird soft lock on Dust Map with the berries in the top mid. And we're just like, we just didn't know about that shit. And then by the time we figured it out, it was already too late. And so I think we got into a similar position at Queens Gone Wild, but we knew. So it was like, okay, now this time, motherfuckers. And we had some really, really close games.
They were really good games.
Yeah.
There were good games in that. Like, man, that to be able to get like high-level games is such a rush, right?
Right.
And it's so hard to like come across that. And yeah, last time I got high-level games was Queens Gone Wild. So it's just like, yeah,
I love that about Bumble Bash just because there were so many cabs and there were so many players that were all awesome players. Like any game, any cab you got on had this level of talent that was just insane. So you were just always playing the best games, like the best games. And so you go to Queens Gone Wild and, you know, we were able to attract a lot of folks from that similar kind of thing. Kyle's there, Sam's there, Rob Newhouse is there. Eduardo, you know, brought his team, Taheen, and there's some crazy players, man. And we're playing against these guys, and we end up getting third. And it didn't hit me at that point, but it was like getting third in a tournament like that, one that's arguably highest placing, right, as a team. I think Bumble Bash, we played against the first place winners, and we kind of shook them a little bit. I think we put up a really good fight against them. And they've acknowledged that in so many ways, Draquan, Woody, all those guys. So I think that's kind of an achievement in its own. But we came in somewhere like mid-pack, I want to say, at Bumble Bash, which still nationally is pretty damn good for a new scene. I think out of all the other scenes that were like new-ish, I think we maybe got in the highest. I need to go back and check that. But I'm thinking about Chattanooga. I'm thinking about like Austin to a degree, and some of the other scenes and whatnot. But we did pretty good. And then to get third at Queens Gone Wild, it's like I thought about it and I'm like, yo, we're actually kind of good at this game. And then it makes me think, because though the people we're playing against, we played a super team, right, with Taheen, and it didn't feel impossible. We go to game 5 against New York, which literally at any point could have gone either way. Like one more play and we would have won that, you know? So when we get into these type of situations, it makes me start thinking, like, when we get back into playing nationally with our like kind of collective game IQ as a team, I really feel like, arguably in particular, you know, with this current build that we have it at right now, me, you, Floyd, JP, well, you, Richard and Scoops, like that's a nationally top contending team. Like I want to say that's a top 10 team nationally. What do you feel like is like the goal checkpoint when you're thinking about it, of what you feel like arguably could achieve if we get back into that you know realm?
Winning Bumble Bash so I could quit this game.
There it is.
Like
There it is.
That's the goal. I don't really. It's all about progressions. It's all about progressions. I don't care if it takes me 5-10 years, whatever. I'm gonna win Bumble Bash.
That's it. That's it, right? That's the thing. No, we gotta fucking do it, man. We have to do it. I want to do it. I want to get South Florida in there. There's contenders, right? There's contenders. Not a lot of people have done it. There's only been 4, and it's usually been what? Either Portland, Chicago, or New York, or has it just been New York and Chicago now? I don't know, because people keep shifting around. But I don't think any other.
Dude, I
team...
just remember. I don't know. We talked about LA, but we didn't talk about how much shit they talked about us.
Oh my God, you want to get into that?
We didn't get into that, or you know, dude, coming into the whole Killer Queen community in the beginning has been very rough.
It was rough. It was rough.
It was rough. And you, dude, that is still the biggest chat I think that Killer Queen has ever had, right?
Is it really? No, there's had to have been bigger ones.
Has there been more comments on a single post?
I mean,
any other.
I mean,
I remember that day. That day of like.
That was an infamous day.
I just remember just like reading it all like, oh my God.
It's funny thinking back on it now, because like it was not funny then. Like everything was so serious then, and it got to the point where like other scenes were starting to pick up on it. Like, oh shit, maybe this isn't a good look for the national scene. And they would come and be like, no, not everyone's like that. We promise, it's fine. No, we like you guys. But like, man, it was a thing, wasn't it? For a minute there.
Dude, and they got that Jacksonville too. I was like, damn, National's mean. National just gets at everybody's head. Who's in this community? Who's the Council of Ricks here?
Right. You get to the point, it's like these guys have been playing the game, like nationally, they've been playing the game for what? 4 years, I think? 3 years before we got it?
Yeah.
So like they know so much already.
To catch up on, man.
A bunch.
And pretty much we would have never learned the stuff we didn't learn if we didn't meet some of the people that we met.
Yeah.
You know, Domish coming over here, opened my mind. I was just like,
dude, Domish is a fucking he unlocks the techs. He unlocks the strats.
The thing is that he knows how to express himself with what he's doing in the game, and it's very hard to communicate certain ideas, concepts of things.
That's true.
But he does it so well, and he's very articulate about how he does it, you know? It was the first time I've ever seen it. He was just he's so chill when the snail's just like coming, like it's like almost like in the basket. He's like, no. He's like, everybody just warrior up. He's like, I got you. It's like he's just like, no. He's just like cut like we're like, oh, the snail.
Yeah,
we're like the beginner, like snail. And then the snail's like right there, and then. He's just like, no, just warrior. He's like, everybody move together, and we all moved together and wiped the snail and brought it back. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like he like the way he, I don't know, the way he broke it down with columns. I don't know.
Damage he has an ability to like, I don't know what it is, and all the great queens have this. I feel like they have an ability. Pierre does this too, really well from San Fran. They have this ability to like, in the crisis of the game, they don't let it affect them, and then they channel that like negative game state to rally their team to a positive game state. I don't know how they do it. I'm still like trying to learn how to do it, because in my mode, like the instinct is as queen, you're just like, oh shit, okay, hero mode, let's go. And you go into that mode and you try to just kind of do everything yourself, which in a team game, like it's 1v5. Like you're just not, that wouldn't work in Halo. So why the fuck would it work in Killer Queen? Like go 1v5 in Halo against dudes. Like you're dead. So they have this ability to like rally people behind. And Damish is probably one of the best at it that I've seen. Pierre is also really good. Other people I've played with, right? There's a lot of people I haven't played with, but those folks, they've figured something out about that to get the game back in the way they want to go. Plus they just know, like they just have the experience to know, no, I do have time. Like the snail is not speed. It's moving at this rate. I actually do have time. And like you were saying, the new people, they think the snail's in the basket when it's like halfway there.
Not even.
Yeah.
It just started.
Right.
It just started, and they're yelling snail.
Yeah. Someone is hopped on the snail from neutral, and they already think, guys, like they're freaking out, you know. So they have this awareness to know, no, this is what it is. And like I always tell Damish, like the first thing he told me about resources and trying to understand how to do things. I picked up a lot of bits from Kyle too when I was talking with him on Lazy J, just for like the way he thinks about the game. Having been a player of Left 4 Dead, in terms of how much time it takes to do things, I think is really cool, because Kyle's a great queen too. But there's a lot of that, and I want to get back to the point where we can keep playing against those types of people, because you learn so much every time you play them, and you kind of can take those things back. It makes you excited, and then you can kind of disseminate those things down a little bit, and that's what really I feel like invigorates the scene. Like when the top players are no longer learning anything, then like the players that are trying to get to that level, like you kind of, they're the ones that are getting fucked at that point, you know? Like you have to have some kind of excitement, because that's the thing that really like brings everybody into the game, right? They feed off the excitement of other people that they see playing the game. They see that hype, the crowd, and everything going on. They're like, oh, that looks fun. I want to do that. So if we're not having fun,
An experience that,
you know, like no one's having fun.
Yeah. An experience that taught me a lot too is when I went to New York and played at Google. Wilk brought me there, and then I met Rob there, and I met Brian and all them like at Google, and that was fun. Like that was seeing them playing with those guys. That was just like 4 hours nonstop.
Yeah.
And they kept going, and I had to leave. I was like, these guys get to, you know, like they go at it.
Right.
Like,
they just get to play.
Went to the store. We bought like a bunch of beer. Fucking brought it in there. Just like hours upon hours of playing. I didn't want to leave, but I was like, I'm here to visit my family. I'm sorry.
It's gotta be fun, man. I see on the screen you've got what's it called, the Chattanooga's Beach Day versus Arguably, which I've said on record that was my absolute favorite set, because it was such a hype thing. We've never been able to play Chattanooga in tournament. Everyone keeps hyping us up, like Chattanooga, South Florida, Chattanooga, South Florida, Chattanooga, South Florida. And like, which scene? They kind of got it at the same time. Like, how are they going to compete? And then we took it to them, and they were all close games. Every last one of them. Like, I'm on last, Chase is on last. Super close. But, like, we edged it, and we won on that. That's definitely been my favorite. What would you say in the tournament, Queen's Gone Wild, were, like, your all-time, like, top three favorites?
No, all-time favorite I already know for a fact. It's against New York in Queen's Gone Wild.
Yeah.
What's her name in the...
It was, like, SFL, for, like, Sam and the Four Ladies.
Sam Four Ladies. That was my favorite. That was probably my favorite match.
Mm.
You know why? Is that tournament, Queen's Gone Wild, was the first tournament that I found the formula of being fucked up throughout the whole thing. Like I found that perfect level of fucked upness.
Yeah. We
It's
talked
hard.
about this.
It's hard to like drink and do whatever, and keep that consistent like mind and the thing. Like, but I found out. I'm not gonna give it away. I'm not gonna give it away, but I found out how to stay fucked up and play at high quality level for a good
high quality.
So,
high quality.
that was the first time I figured it out, and I'm like, yes. All right, now so.
I think maybe Jabin is getting close. He's been getting way better lately. I think he's getting close to figuring out the formula, the right amount of quality. He's getting close, man. What would you say before we kind of wrap and get out of here? This has been awesome. God, I could talk to you guys forever. Man. I was like, I gotta talk to my teammates. I gotta talk to these guys next. That's just next. We gotta talk to Richard, and then we gotta talk to Scoops. Scoops is in Chicago now. He's probably getting a lot of download up there, going to Logan Arcade and playing with Hella and Woody and Belly and all those guys. If they're not all too busy protesting. Definitely been doing a lot of that in Chicago too. But I think, when we're talking about the people in the scene, we've asked a couple folks, on Lazy J before, kind of, one, if you were building a team that's a team you haven't been on, right? So like arguably discount all those folks in there. If you were building a team from the perspective that you're a speed warrior, right, and you want to play with a queen that you feel like is going to give you a good shot to like do your best, and I guess I would have to disqualify Sebastian from that too, right? Because that's kind of your secondary team in a way. So what team would you put together, from Flex, Objective, Vanilla, and Queen that you feel like, oh, this team could do some damage within the scene?
Within the scene. It wouldn't be. I mean, all right. I would do. This is the truth. This is the honest truth. So there can't.
Oh shit!
No feelings hurt, people. Everybody kill a queen so fucking sensitive.
The disclaimers.
No. I'd have you as queen. I've had me going speed warrior. I'd have Fez on flex. I've had Richard on objective, and the fifth would be Floyd. Yeah, but like I would switch Richard to objective. I think I don't know. It's like we'd need another warrior flex. I mean, it'd be good to have two flex warriors of speed. Because we always look at it as who's like a speed warrior. We always look at it as objective, flex, and then your vanilla, right?
Right.
But like it's really double flex. It should be flex pretty much. If everybody can speed warrior, everybody can do it. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard because we haven't played with it, and it's all like conceptual.
Yeah.
Like.
No, it's a tough thing.
There's no communication.
And I feel like you're right.
Have.
It gets to the point where you really do need to have. And I think Floyd said that in so many ways too, where it's like, you want everybody to be flex. Because if the thing that gets me a lot is the timing, right? Because the timing is really particular. If you're doing something and like someone goes down and and you're closest to something else, like, oh, okay, let me go all the way over here to re-up speed because the speed's dead, so I'm gonna do something else and wait. But like, if you get in this mode where when something goes down or something changes, the closest thing can immediately fill that position and continue that roll forward, then like that's a team that just can't be stopped because it's like on this continual roll. And then like that type of synergy takes, I mean, ungodly levels of communication to like really get effective. But that's what I always want to see. Sometimes you see it when like you got two speed drones for some reason, and like maybe one of them's looking for a gate, and then one of them gets on snail, and then they get pushed away, and while that warrior is chasing away that speed drone, the other one comes on and gets back on the snail, and they just keep it going. They're like, oh fuck, they gotta turn around and deal with that guy. Like that type of thing, but like literally all the time with anyone, interchangeable at any point. I feel like is like the most optimal way to play. I don't know if anyone's
If I was gonna think about it, I think like Richard and Fez are very like kind of same category type of player. They're like
In terms
like
of their flex.
very as determines their flex. They both been flex. They're our two best flex
Yeah.
that we
Yeah,
have.
hands down.
Really, hands down. Like,
And they
I don't
haven't
know
really
who
played
else.
together, have they?
I think, and then I don't know, and I've never played with Fez really either. I always play against it.
Yeah.
But like, I think that you know, I don't know, it'd be dangerous if you have Richard on objective. He's the best objective in South Florida, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's Newhouse, South Florida for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It'd be just interesting to play different formations. The thing is that we could never like really test it out.
Right.
Who can we test it out on? It
Right.
has to be another like.
You got to go to some tournament, take everybody to a tournament someplace and test it out. Nah, that's funky, man. I'm hoping that like as things get back, you know, in the month's time and maybe next year, that like things get to the point where there's a resurgence, people come back in, we're playing, we're picking it up. Jacksonville's picking up because they're getting really good too. I want to do more regional stuff. I want to do more Florida stuff, and you know, do more community stuff like this, do more barbecues and whatnot. And I think we're getting there. You know, I think we're kind of getting there. We got a good core built up, but now it's like, who else can we bring in and figure that out? So it'll be interesting to kind of see.
It's hard
happens.
to say like, do you want to grow the community or do you want to like get the higher level play? It's like that
Right,
balance
right.
between like, you know, yeah, we're gonna have to sacrifice high level play for a while so that we could get people to make them higher level.
Right.
You know, and just like, you know, it'll be lower level games for a while. I feel like draft nights for a long time.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I think it'll get better.
Because that's like how it started, I guess, right? If like you're going full circle, like all the games, if you go back and look at them now, all the games were bad. All of them were so bad. No one could do anything. But yeah, right. It kind of gets to the point where then people start figuring things out more, and it's like, oh, okay, no, this is good now.
But there are little pockets of moments of brilliance, though. You're like, oh shit! Oh, look at that move! Dude, I swear, when I didn't know how to hard stick, I had like something on a ricochet.
Oh, you had the ricochet down. You still have the ricochet down.
I still have the ricochet down, but like, not like I saw something there that I need to bring back and like kind of. Because I swear sometimes I felt, I don't know if they fixed it with the updates, that the ricochet, like at a certain point, you would bump the queen. Like, remember I would do it to you all the time, and
you would do it to literally all the time. All the time.
Like, even though you were flush, and I was just like, I could bump you. Like, I know I could bump you. In that
literally remember just calling bullshit so many times, and it was only ever against you. So I knew it was like not actually bullshit, but I just really wanted it to be. And that's bullshit, JP. How do you get this bump? Like, you would bump me like multiple times in a row, different places. Like, just fucking, how is this a thing? But yeah, you had definitely had something figured out then. And it's not a move. It's not a move you really go for now.
I don't know if it got lost on an update or whatever, but like, I need to find that. I know there's something in the ricochet that's been undiscovered as far as like how to move through the map, because you move faster. Like, bounce and move. I did like there was one of our matches against New York. I did a ricochet kill against Sam.
Against Sam?
Night nap. He didn't. Yeah, it was dusk. It was dusk. But like, yeah, I mean that move is underutilized. I think like everybody's. I need to get back and explore that more.
This is why people say Jabin is the young JP, because I've like talking about ricochet and thinking about it. I can literally think of sometimes, even recently, that Jabin's gotten me on a ricochet, and I'm like, oh, good ricochet. Like, oh yeah, good play, yeah. So it's definitely picking up, man. It's a thing for sure. Well, goddamn, dude, I'm all out of sake in my thing, and I'm pretty sure you've gone through 2 Stellas.
Yeah, man.
Holy fuck, this has been a good ass Lazy J. I'll end it like this. We were joking with you before we rolled the cameras. I was like, how ironic is it that the biggest proponent of stop fucking doing Lazy J's is on the Lazy J? Because you would always tell everybody in South Florida, don't do it because I'm going to kill you. It's a bad move. Don't get in that bad habit. Stop doing it. Just do a normal J. And you were such a big, like, outspoken advocate.
Just do a normal J. I was like, there's no fucking point. You can do a Lazy J if there's, like, nobody there to challenge you. You know, go do your Lazy J. But, like, everybody want to do the Lazy J, and I'll just, like, oh, bounce off the ledge. I'll go like that. I call it the Shoryuken. I'll feel like I'm.
Yeah. With the fucking turn.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. This has been a really fucking fun episode of the Lazy J. I'm arguably the best hanging out with the architect, my main man, my teammate, my longest standing teammate, the dude that helped me become a better queen early on and even still today, man. I always love playing against you. You're a great guy. And, hopefully we'll be able to go on the cap pretty soon. But until then, man, thank you so much for coming on. And fuck, dude.
Yeah, man, it's been fun.
Maybe when I grow up, I can get a setup like yours. That's a dope-ass setup. Awesome. Right. Thanks so much, man. We'll catch you later.